Hi guys, welcome back to another Cook With Me Saturday on Obsessive Crochet Lady. I'm Amanda. So today we are making chicken pot pie. Now some of the recipe is from Pillsbury, which I will, on Pinterest, which I will link below in the description box. Um, this video is not going to be too long, as I have everything kind of already, prepped. Um, but I do have the recipe pulled up, and it calls for 2.5 cups of chicken or turkey cooked. I boil my chicken like I did in the chicken salad video. A third of a cup of onion, 1 3/4 cup of Progresso chicken broth. Obviously, you can use any. A third cup of butter or margarine. Then you need a third cup of flour, all purpose. Then salt and pepper. And then you want 2 pie crusts. And then a half a cup of milk. And 2 cups of mixed vegetables. Now what I'm doing right here is I've got the butter in my pan, all nice and melted, is getting all heated up. I have it on medium high to where it's not too high. Little tip for you guys, you should never cook anything on high. Most pans, if you read the instructions, most pans 9 times out of 10 will tell you do not cook on high. They're not made to be cooked on high. Even when I'm boiling water, I tend not to put anything on high. Just a little tip for you guys. You don't have to follow it, but hey, that's my tip. That's my tip, and I'm sticking to it. As you can see, it's getting all foamy. So I thinly sliced my onions because I like to be able to have that texture in there. But you can just chop it up finely or however you would like it. I just did half of a small onion. You can do more or less. Just depends on your preference. Another reason I don't cook high, especially with butter, is butter tends to burn very quickly. And you don't want that flavor in your food. Like I said, I did already pre-cook my chicken. You can use leftover rotisserie chicken. You can use canned chicken. You can probably even use the frozen chicken. Like I said, I just boil mine. If you did not watch my chicken salad video, what I do is I put my chicken in a cold pan on the stove with water to cover. Wait till it boils. Boil for 10 minutes. Put a lid on it and put it off to the side. And wait until it's cooled down, and then you can shred your chicken. So that's just how I do my chicken. You can boil it in chicken broth. You can put seasoning in it. I just do plain water. So I'm just sweating down these onions a little bit just to get them nice and cooked almost all the way through. I like to stir mine repeatedly so it all gets cooked evenly and all of that jazz. Come on. There we go. Just grab me a bottle of water. Hope this doesn't get too steamy for you guys. So if you guys noticed in the recipe, it said a third cup of butter and a third cup of flour. When you're doing a roux like this, that's what you want. You want equal parts fat and equal parts flour. So my onions are getting there. Like I said, they will cook in the oven. I have my oven set for 350. Every oven is different, so I would say just cook it until the crust is fully cooked outside. And you also want to look at the bottom of the pie crust. I've made a mistake plenty of times of not looking at the bottom, and the bottom is not fully cooked. So you just kind of want to look out for that. Okay, onions are where I want them to be. So I'm just going to take my 3/4 cup, or a third cup of flour, all purpose, dump it in. And I'm also going to have my chicken broth ready. What I do, since I don't use a lot of chicken broth on a day-to-day basis, is I have chicken bouillon cubes. I used just a saucepan and heated up my 1 3/4 cup of water, which is what it requests for chicken broth. And then I just added 2 bouillon cubes to it. Since it is over a cup, I added 2 because you want that flavor. So what I'm doing is I am just cooking the flour out, the flour flavor. You don't want it to taste like flour. So you just want to cook it just a teeny bit. See how it was really thick and now it's kind of loosening out? That's what you want. It's the butter and the flour melting together and, you know, taking away that flour flavor. Now, you just take your chicken broth and you want to slowly add it. You don't want to add it all at once. Just want to make sure you get all those clumps out. Make sure there's no clumps for the flour. That's why you want to add it slow, so you can slowly work it in. And it doesn't thicken that well if you add it all in at once. So I'm just slowly adding chicken broth. Now, the reason I like this recipe is because you make this roux instead of using a can of soup. To me, it just tastes a lot better. There is other recipes out there, but this is how I prefer mine, and it is quite delicious. So that's why I say I used the base recipe from them, but I tweaked it just a little bit with how I do my chicken broth and how I do, you know, slice the onions in small or thinly sliced instead of cutting them up small. That's just the way I do it. Okay. And there is the chicken broth. And you want to get this bubbling away. Get it all nice and mixed together. I'm not using a whisk just because metal. I do love these pans. I got these at Sam's Club. My mom got them for me not last year, but the year before for Christmas. They are really awesome pots and pans. Okay, so now that that's all done there, you now want to slowly add your milk. And like I said, it is a 1/2 cup. So just like with the broth, you want to add it a little at a time as to incorporate it into everything. It becomes a very nice, smooth gravy, roux, whatever you want to call it. It's very nice and, you know, smooth. So I am going to turn this down. I had it on medium high. I'm turning it down to medium. just because it is boiling quite a bit. And get the rest of that milk in there. So at this point, this is where I season, because once you add the chicken, sometimes it doesn't like to cooperate and get all the way through. So I use pink Himalayan salt. So like I said before, I do not measure. I just eyeball everything. A little salt. Pepper. And then I also use onion powder. Even though I used onion, I still like a little onion powder. And then I also have garlic powder. And get that in there. And then you stir all this up together. See how it's boiling? That's why I turned it down a bit. These pans are very heat conductive, so they hold heat very well. So once they are hot, they are hot. Okay, and then I have some frozen vegetables. Just give this a little snip snip. Just dump those in. Trash for the bag. Since they're frozen, you can let them sit out. I just kind of forgot to let them sit out a bit. So they're still a little bit frozen, but that's okay. Got those there. And then here's my shredded chicken. And that goes in there. You can shred it a little bit thinner. I just like a chunky chicken. I'm just going to get that nice and mixed together. I know it is a bit thick, but you want that. You do not want it to be runny at all. Okay. I am using these pie crust. I have one in the bottom. I have one here, still in this package. And once this is done here, we will put it in the shell and then put the topper on. So it's nice and mixed and incorporated as I cooperated. Since everything is cooked, you can taste it to check your seasoning and all that stuff. I do tell everybody to taste your seasoning, taste everything, just so you know how things are going to taste. Perfect seasoning. Okay. We can turn that off. And like I said, I got my pie in there. Oops. Okay, you can see that. Cool. I'm going to tilt you guys up just a little. There you go. Just so you can see what I'm doing. And this goes in here. Whee! Put that over at the sink. And you just want to get this into place. Make sure it's nice and even. Get it all smoothed down. There we go. Awesome. I'm now ready for the topper. Get some scissors real quick. And it just comes out like this. And then you just take it, unroll it. Whee. And then plop it on top. And then you just push it down. Make it even with the other pie crust. You'll have a little extra on the top. But I just, like I said, just push it down to where it's even. And just kind of roll it in on itself. Makes a really nice crust. Holds everything together, holds everything in. So I'm gonna roll this, tuck it in. You get less spillage. Okay, there's that. And then I just take a pair of scissors and cut, and that's your steam hole. There you go. And then I usually put a sheet tray underneath it. As a precaution. Like I said, my oven's been preheating at 350. Woo. And just place it in there till it's nice and golden brown. And I will take a picture and I will have it at the end for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial on how to make chicken pot pie. Like I said, it is based off of the Pillsbury version, but I tweaked it a little bit for myself. So anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget, one small act of kindness. You never know what somebody's going through. Even if it's just a simple smile or a simple hello, that may just be what they need for today. Love you all. Don't forget the thummies. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Okay guys, shepherd's chicken pot pie is out of the oven. Yay! There's the bottom, nice and golden, all pretty. You want to let this sit for about 10 minutes before you cut into it, because it is piping hot. So there she is in all of her glory. Ta-da! Okay guys, bye. Don't forget the dummies.